What's going on, guys? Today we have a review. Fans. This will be my first fan review. I've done microphones and other stuff, but this is my first review of an actual computer part, and I'm actually really excited. So, basically, the people at PC Cooler, you can find a link to this fan kit, an Amazon link in the description below. The people at PC Cooler have graciously, I don't know, have sent me over a kit of their RGB fans, their RGB 120mm PWM fans. There's a kit of 3, and they've asked me to review them. Honestly, this is not a paid review. They just sent over the fans, so it is my honest opinion entirely. So what I'll be doing is I'll be testing these fans for basically what you would use what I would say is a budget-oriented kit of fans. This kit of PWM fans goes for, I believe, it's like $34 or $40, something like that. Link in the description below, like I said. So it's a pretty on the budget end. And to put that into perspective, a similar fan, this is a non-RGB fan. This is just a white-only fan from Corsair. This itself goes for $30 to $40. One of these. So 3, 1. But let's actually test what the difference is. So, I have a computer here. This is my personal rig that I haven't been using for a little bit because I upgraded. And it's been sitting here. It's got a 240mm AIO and 1 fan in the back. So that will be 2 fans in the front, which will be replacing the stock Cooler Master fans with these PC Cooler fans. We'll also be testing the Corsair fans and these NZXT case fans for temperatures. But these are the ones I'm going to install. Especially, the one thing we're looking at is looks, because another reason people sometimes buy these fans is to replace case fans like these. You get these default looking case fans and you think, let me just add some RGB for a decent price. So I want to see how these actually look. I haven't actually opened them yet, so let's open them right now and install them. I literally opened the top thing one time, but then I was like, they open very weirdly. Like, they are... Oh, jeez. Don't fall. Nope. Bad idea. Oh, I dropped the fans. Happy. Unhappy. Okay. Is there anything in here? Thank you for choosing. Okay, so this is a thank you note. So, the box is actually pretty cool. Obviously, it's going to go on my shelf where I put all my other review products. But these fans. A lot of fan blades, so PWM, a lot of fan blades. Typically, and they have a weird header going on. So it looks like, oh, that's RGB, no duh. Yeah, so these are true PWM fans. That's what I think is so great about these. PWM fans basically push a lot of static pressure, meaning they push a lot of airflow through things like radiators. So that's why I'm using it on a radiator here, because that's what's typical. You would replace what you get, maybe some boring fan like this that you get with a radiator. Here I got RGB fans, but... yeah, some radiators don't come with that. Like, I know Enermax coolers don't come with RGB fans, so these might be a good replacement since they are PWM, and they do have what looks to be their own proprietary little RGB connector. So I'm just going to check what theirs looks like. I don't know if they have motherboard compatibility. I'm about to find out. So let's see. Oh, it looks like they do. Ooh. Alright, so we've got fan screws, lots of them. There are no radiator mounting screws because they don't come with a radiator, so normally there wouldn't be. Yeah, it looks like they do have motherboard connectors here. Yeah, these are definitely RGB motherboards. So they are compatible with some motherboards. I would assume Asus compatibility. This motherboard, this is an ASRock Z270 Pro 4. I don't even think it has RGB headers, and if it does, I don't like ASRock software. So we're going to be using the controller that came with it. It's just a little button box that you basically choose what you want, and it connects to Molex, which is pretty classic for RGB fans. These fans are the same on this one. So, yep, you've got a little thing to connect the proprietary connector. So you do actually get a fan splitter, which is pretty great. A lot of fan kits don't actually come with a fan splitter. I just want to see how these connect. So, yep. It's either proprietary or something I haven't really seen. Actually, you know what's weird? These connectors, they're like exactly the same as the ones that are in this case. That's what's weird. But that's the point. I'm going to install these real quick, and I'll be right back when I have them installed over these ones. But, 1 second, I should say. BRB. Alright guys, so I've just finished installing the fans. Now, I would be lying if I didn't admit that it's a process, okay? The fans each have 2 connectors. The RGB connectors do have to go to the splitter, from what I can tell, and they do have the fan connectors, but thankfully it comes with a 3-way fan splitter, which made it super easy to connect to the motherboard. Now I've left the back open so that it's easy to test all the fan kits. I won't be installing each one, testing it right here, but I will include numbers, hopefully in a well-made graph, or if I don't end up finding a graph person, I will just put the numbers on screen at the end. So here we go. I'm going to actually turn this on now. I haven't seen it yet. Here we go. How are we looking? Ooh, we got like a red disc effect. So let's see. Right, like I said, there is room for onboard software for your motherboard, but this is ASRock, and I don't trust their software. So let's see what we got. So we have what looks like a red disc spinning kind of thing. So we have mode. Wow. There we go. So that's basically the one you want to see, is the rainbow. Pretty bright. And the coolest thing about these fans, it's hard to see, but they have lights. They have addressable RGB on both sides of the fan. Meaning that because of that, you can actually have these fans as an intake as well, or an exhaust, depending on... So if you're using a case like the Leon Lee PCO11 Dynamic, you can actually have the fans facing back, or what we would consider upside down, because the logo and everything is blocking the fans, and still they will look RGB because the RGB is around the side. So let's see what else we have for modes. Well, that's an interesting one. We have a lot of interesting modes. So that's like a rainbow completion mode, as I'm going to call it. That's just red. And then we're back to the red spinning. Okay, so let's see. Let's start on the rainbow. So it's the 3 buttons are mode, speed, and light. Let's see light. Yeah, it's not helping. Speed. Wow, that is obnoxiously fast. And then, of course, there's just solid, and you can change the color. Looks like there's a lot of colors. Now, of course, it's a lot better with addressable software. I'm going to keep them. Actually, I'm going to put them as... Ooh, blue looks nice. Yellow. Not a yellow fan. I'll keep them red because that's the color of the case. No, I really like the pink. I'm keeping them pink. So let's just log on. I do want to check temperatures with these, and I will probably put them through IDA64. If you don't know what IDA64 is, basically it stresses your GPU and CPU at the same time, but I'm mostly testing for the CPU test to test the PWM factor. But it is pushing. I can feel the cold air, a lot of airflow. So for budget fans, so far I am thoroughly impressed. Let me just one sec hop on to my computer and hop on IDA64. I am extremely surprised right away. The temperatures, what's it called? Idle. That's the word. I'm so bad at this. The idle temperatures of the 7700K, a pretty hot CPU if you ask me. On all cores, we're looking at a highest core temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Could we get to I want to see if we can get to 19. No, we're looking at 20 degrees Celsius on the coolest core number 3. So, for reference, the stock fans, when I had them in here, at stock operating, were anywhere from 27 to 35 degrees Celsius at idle. So, using same fan configuration, we're down about 4 to 5 degrees Celsius just at idle, which is pretty insane considering these fans are, they don't come with this radiator, but those fans actually do. So that's what I think is insane. These fans, and like I said, they are pushing a lot of air. When you think of fans that, $40 for a case of 3, or whatever they are, how much? I think it's 34. I have to check again. You don't really think that they're pushing a lot of airflow. These are actually really good fans for PWM and pushing airflow through a radiator. I'm going to launch IDA64 in a sec, and I'm going to stress test the system, see what our highest temperature is with them in. Alright guys, so I've launched the system stability test here. As you can see, it's trial version. I know you can't really see the screen, but it's to avoid you seeing how messy my desk is. But basically, I'm going to stress test both. I'm actually going to do the CPU, I don't need the FPU. I think that's integrated graphics. Not cache, system memory. Sure, why not system memory as well? Local disk, and I'm gonna put the GPU as well. Hold on. Tester for system stability, especially with overclocking. I've used it a bunch. So basically, I'm going to stress the CPU and the memory. I'm going to see how cool it actually stays under heavy synthetic load. This is going to pin all 8 threads, 4 cores, 8 threads at 100% usage. So here we go. Let's start. Now, my CPU, if this CPU blue screens, I'm going to have a problem because this 7700K has blue screened every time I've done a test on Intel Extreme Tuning Utility. So hopefully I don't have to switch computers because of that. And if I do, I'll just tell you guys the temperature max. So right now, Our temperatures are hovering around 50 degrees Celsius. We are at 100% utilization on all 8 threads. We're using a hardware monitor. Our core clocks are staying at a nice 4.4 gigahertz right now, so that's 4.5 is the boost clock, I believe. It might be 4.4, I could be dumb. But we're sitting at a nice boost clock of 4.4 gigahertz using 100% utilization. Our hottest core is 57 degrees Celsius. Kind of staying around that area. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit because it is on AIO liquid cooling, so they always take a bit to saturate the loop. But besides that, I kind of want to talk about these fans. So, it's honestly, like I said, this is the first time using them, and I'm truly impressed. For budget fans, you always think budget fans, they just make the system look good. Now, I've never really been a fan of the ring style fan. I like the more glows up in the middle style fan, but honestly, I'm starting to like these, and I love how they have RGB on both sides, so you can have a more effective airflow without sacrificing any RGB. And of course, I do like the pink. I'm impartial to the pink. Impartial? I don't know. I like them. So right now we're still under synthetic load. I'll come back in about, I'll leave that going for 10 minutes and see if we reach anything above. We're stuck at 53 degrees max right now, 55. We're still in the 40s. So I will go make a sandwich, and I'll be right back to see what our temperatures are. Alright, so it's been a little over 10 minutes. Our elapsed time is 10 minutes and 30 seconds, and our temperature has actually gone down-ish. It stayed the same. We're jumping anywhere from 42 to 57 on any given core. And this is synthetic, full load, 100%. And our graphics card doing nothing. By the way, if anyone's wondering, I just thought I would answer this real quick. This is a 1080 Ti that I've dyed gold, and we got no signal. Did we just crash, or did my screen turn off? Oh, my screen just turned off. Okay, thankfully. So I'm going to leave that running, see if our temperatures go up. But, I mean, I do understand I'm giving this best case scenario with an open front. If anyone's wondering, this case is basically what would be called the NZXT H510 Elite today. This is the iBuyPower element case, which is literally just the basis for the NZXT H510 Elite. So if you take the front panel off, but the airflow is pretty great on the front, so I can't imagine you'll gain anything higher than maximum 10 degrees Celsius. And 60s, that's amazing for a 7700K liquid cooled at full load. You could definitely, I think I could probably get this to 5 gigahertz if I was an experienced overclocker and my 7700K wasn't stupid. My 7700K is stupid. Any attempt to benchmark it with Intel Extreme Tuning Utility, and it's just like, nope. So, it's got the watchdog thing, the watchdog timeout, if anyone, okay, whatever. That's the point. So, what have we learned? These fans are insane. For the price of, I think, I should really have looked it up in the 10 minutes I was making that ham sandwich. But that's the point. For whatever price they are in the comments below, anywhere from $30 to $40, I think they have a sale going on where there's a coupon code you can apply. If you click a little check mark. I will have a link in the description, an Amazon affiliates link. I get like a couple cents if you buy them. I recommend them. I was asked to give an honest review, and I recommend these fans. All in all out, they are great PWM fans. I actually am going to leave them on this computer because not only do they look good, they are better than the stock fans that came with the Cooler Master, and they sound better. They get better the Cooler Master AIO. So this is a ML240 liquid cooler from Cooler Master. It's $70. It's actually one of the cheapest AIOs. It's one of my favorites. I've used it multiple times on different builds. I might actually use it. I might transfer this to a different build so that I can fit it in its case. But that's the point. It works great on it. I'm probably going to leave them here. These are great PWM fans. They are great at pushing air through radiators, and this, like, I'm feeling this exhaust. I can feel it from back here. It is insane. Cold air is coming right out. Like I said, this is best case scenario of me leaving everything open, but I can't imagine it gets much worse. When I put the glass on, maybe 10, 15 degrees max, but these fans are great. And that's really it. There will be a link in the description to the fans themselves, like I said multiple times, on Amazon. And if I see them on Newegg, I think they'll, I don't know. I think they're just on Amazon, though. That'll be easiest for me. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should be doing in the future for reviews with fans, I meant to include graph numbers, but I ended up kind of giving up on that idea. But I can tell you, from my testing with those original fans, they were at idle about 7 degrees higher and under load about 3 to 15. Yeah, one of the cores was like super, I don't know why, one of the cores was super low and one of them was super high. We hit 70 degrees on one core with the stock cooling fans, and then these, I stopped the test because they were just so loud. Corsair makes great fans. I'm not sure. These are the ML120, the magnetic levitation fans. They just get super loud, and I stopped the testing, and they were just way too loud. It was too loud, and I didn't feel like sitting there through that. They are. I don't think it's that. They're so loud. I'll have to make a whole video about these because they're just so loud. They're nice, but they were just too loud. And I guess these are kind of normalized test, meaning that I don't want to hear that. So that's the point. I recommend these fans. It was a review of these fans, and I recommend them. I've said it about 100 times, but making sure you guys understand the gist. If you have any questions, any comments, solutions, just dislike the video, like it, whatever your point is. That's the point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.